Well, we've made it to video 10. Like I told you before, if you're in my class, we did video 10 in class. It was on prepositions, but if you weren't in class or you just need a recap, I'm doing video 10 also online for you to check later. Okay, so the last video, the last thing you took notes on was on conjunctions, and you wrote the very last thing that's in your notes should be 3 sentences that have coordinate conjunctions in each one of them, and one shows a coordinate conjunction joining 2 words. The next sentence shows a coordinate conjunction joining 2 phrases, and the third sentence shows a coordinate conjunction joining 2 independent clauses. And in that instance, when you have a coordinate conjunction joining 2 independent clauses, you must use a comma before your coordinate conjunction. Moving on, let's move on to prepositions. So the very first thing we're going to do is draw a line underneath that, and you can write on the margin video number 10. Here we go. We're going to list the 8 parts of speech. Once again, do it with me as fast as you can. V-I-P-N-A-A, C-P. And we've got verb, interjection, right fast. We're moving quickly. Pronoun, noun, adjective, adverb, conjunction, and preposition. Okay? You should know those off the top of your head right now. By now, preposition. We're going to jump down to preposition. We have defined all of these. We've written their jobs and given examples of each one. So today we're just going to move down to preposition. We're not going to get into the complicated definition of preposition because it's very complicated. It's like a word that links an object to the rest of the sentence, like the previous statement that it makes. It's very confusing. I'm going to give you a very easy definition. And here it is. This is what you have to know in my class. Anything a plane can do in relation to a cloud. And you're probably thinking like, WTF, like what are you talking about? It will make sense. Just write that down. Anything a plane, like as in an airplane, can do in relation to a cloud. And you're also going to write this sentence because this is very significant. Put it in quotes. The plane flies blank the cloud. The plane flies blank the cloud. It must fit in this sentence for it to be a preposition. But everything that fits in that is a preposition. So I'm going to give you an example, and then I'm going to erase this part up here. You're not going to erase it. You're going to leave it on your paper. And you're going to actually continue writing underneath that. You're going to make a nice, big, fat box. Whoop, whoop. I don't know, like 10 lines long. Around there. Make it big enough that you can fit things in it. And we're going to call it the preposition box because every word in here is going to be a preposition. So now, visual aid to help you out. Okay. This is my cloud. Okay, this ball of cotton that I keep dropping. Hold on. The cloud is falling. Just a minute. Okay. This is my cloud. Looks kind of like a cloud. Use your imagination. And then this is my plane. Okay, this is my little airplane. Here's our sentence. The plane flies blank the cloud, right? I have hair in my mouth. The plane flies what? The cloud. Okay, what can you fit in that blank? The plane flies what? The plane flies above the cloud. The plane flies below the cloud. The plane flies, what is it doing? It's going around the cloud. The plane flies in the cloud. The plane flies between the cloud, if you had cloud above and below. Between the cloud. The plane flies under. The plane flies through. The plane flies at. The plane flies for the cloud. F-O-R can be a preposition. The plane flies from the cloud. That can be a preposition. The plane flies at. The plane flies to. The plane flies on the cloud. Did I say that one already? All of those words, above, around, on, under, beneath, above, at, for, to. Those are all prepositions. Anything that can fit in that sentence is a preposition. There are always exceptions, and I'll talk about a few of them, but the main thing is anything the plane can do to a cloud. And a lot of you might say, oh, away, right? But that doesn't fit in the sentence. The plane flies away the cloud. You would have to say away from. So from would be your preposition, from the cloud. Get it? Okay, so in your preposition box, I want you to think back to that beautiful cloud example that I gave you. And I want you to write, oh goodness, I don't know, 15 prepositions. I think you can think of at least 15. 15 prepositions. Okay, there's like 40 something, 40 or 50. So I think you can think of 15. So just go ahead and write them. Above, below, on, through. Make sure you write the correct through. Do not write T-H-R-E-W because that's a past tense of throw. This through, okay? Between, blah, blah, blah. You know what? I'm going to make it 20 because there are just so many. And I'm giving you a ton of them. Okay, there are a few exceptions. One that I'm going to point out today. The word of. The plane flies of the cloud doesn't really work. But of is always a preposition. Here's what you need to know about prepositions. That 99.99999% of the time, there will be an object that follows the preposition, okay? It is necessary that you place an object, a noun, something, a thing, that must come after the preposition, okay? In this instance, in this sentence, we used cloud as our example. But if you use one of these words, there better be an object that comes after that tells me what you are referring to. On what, below what, above what. There will always be an object that comes right after it. That's why you'll hear like teachers say, don't end your sentence with the preposition. Because a preposition is always attached to an object. And so if you end right there, they don't know what you're attaching that preposition to. When I was in high school, I had an exchange student brother from Switzerland, and he thought it was really funny because he learned English totally by the book, where it was very standard English, and you didn't break the rules. And so one day he was listening to a football player being interviewed, and this football player started shouting at his friend, and he started saying, like, "Where are you at? Where are you at?" And he thought that was so funny because he's learned, first of all, that question has no verb. Like, there's no verb in there. Where's the verb? It's not even there, right? It should be, there's my verb. Where are you? You need a verb, right? You can't just say, where you? Where are you? And then, you don't need that, right? Because it's not attached to an object. And so really, the sentence should have been, where are you? Because at has no object attached to it. And he thought it was just very funny hearing someone shout, like, where are you at? Where are you at? Because there was no verb, and it was ending in a preposition, which didn't make sense to him. So, keep that in mind. Put it in your pocket. Don't end your sentences with prepositions. And come up with 20 of your own prepositions, and that's your homework for the day. And then you're done.